Hi, welcome. I'm Cadet Inspector Chinit, and today we are going to find out more about prioritization. Do have your cadet manual ready to take down notes. Before we start the lecture, let us take a look at the quote. With good prioritization, you can bring order to chaos, massively reduce stress, and move towards a successful conclusion. Without it, you'll flounder around, drowning in competing demands. Pause the video and think about the quote and write down what you understand from it in the cadet manual. You will be required to share your understanding of the quote mentioned during training. This is the scope that we'll be covering for this lecture. Firstly, we'll be covering what is prioritization with its different criteria to consider when making the decision on what to prioritize first. Secondly, what are the qualities required in a person in order to prioritize tasks successfully. Thirdly, we'll be looking at why prioritization is needed by stating different factors to consider. Next, it will be prioritization in leaders. And lastly, as a leader in the unit, how can you assist in making the unit better with your prioritization skills? So what exactly is prioritization? The term prioritization is used for the process of classifying tasks by evaluating and ranking the tasks in their order of importance and urgency. Prioritization is an essential skill you need to make full use of efforts put in by your team and you to make things effective and efficient. It applies both in NPCC and your daily life as well. There are 5 different criteria to help you prioritize effectively. First, you need to identify the urgency for the task to be implemented or completed. Second, how important is the task by looking at how and what will it affect if it is not completed on time. Third, what are the risks involved and to what extent it affects other tasks if not completed. Fourth, the degree of satisfaction you will get by accomplishing the task, which helps to boost the team and your performance. Lastly, the safety precautions needed to be taken to do the task if needed. First, we'll start with urgency. An urgent and important situation calls for prompt action. Urgency can be based on time. The slide also shows an example on how you should prioritize based on the urgency of the task. The decision given in this slide is due to the fact that Project A's deadline is approaching, whereas Project B is not. With Project A being more urgent as compared to Project B, the decision of prioritizing Project A is made. This can be related to your daily life. For example, your list of homework. Prioritize those homework that is due very soon, rather than completing a much later due homework. Second, you have to prioritize according to the value or importance of the task. You have to determine the task's relative worth, significance, importance, and usefulness. From there, you make a decision on which task needs to be done first. To make it relevant to your daily life, an example will be prioritizing completion of schoolwork over computer games. Third, you will have to evaluate the risk involved for each task. You will need to keep in mind the events or conditions that may occur that has a harmful or negative impact. Before prioritization, consider all the risks involved. Are you able to solve or handle it? If not, what preparations do you need to take? Tasks that have low risk which can be handled within your means can be done first. Others that require more preparations can be done later. Also, keep in mind of what other choices you give up when deciding on one. Fourth, to help prioritization, you can consider the satisfaction level too. Definition of satisfaction refers to the contentment one feels when one has fulfilled a desire, need, or expectation. Depending on the satisfaction gained from the task, it can greatly boost the person's morale and confidence. Usually, the task with the highest satisfaction should be done first. We need to keep in mind that too much dissatisfaction causes loss of trust and confidence. And too much satisfaction will also lead to overconfidence in the team, which may lead to complacency. Lastly, you will need to evaluate whether the task is safe, which is the condition of being protected against hazards. Based on the safety evaluation, you will need to decide whether to remove, solve, or avoid the task. As time needs to be spent removing the safety hazards, start by doing tasks which are assured to be safe, followed by removing the safety hazards for the more dangerous tasks before completing them. We need to prioritize so that we can fully utilize the efforts of our team and ourselves. Great leaders make decisive decisions through group prioritization. When the leader understands and is able to prioritize and complete their task well, people will naturally look up to him or her. To achieve your maximum potential by prioritizing as a leader, you need to have self-discipline, attitude, responsibility, good communication skills, and of course, other relevant qualities that defines a leader. We will cover each quality in the next slide. You need self-discipline to ensure that you always keep to the prioritized activities first. One good example would be to stay focused on completing a schoolwork and not be tempted to play computer games. Next, you will need a good learning attitude. You need to be willing to open to suggestions and be positive to allow you to work towards your goal. Another example to illustrate this is school projects, which requires months of preparations. You need to have an open and positive attitude to work hand in hand with your teammates while thinking positively in order for the project to succeed in the long run. Next, you need to be responsible and take charge of the tasks you are assigned and work with the team. A leader leads the team to success together and not alone. Thus, a leader should demand high responsibility of him or herself so that the team looks up to the leader. Lastly, you need to communicate well with your team in order for useful information to be passed down easily, which aids in your decision making in prioritization. It also allows the team to understand each other better in order to maximize the full potential of the team. We also need prioritization so that we can allocate time to where it is needed the most and spend it wisely. It helps us make well-informed decisions for prioritized items on when it should be implemented and released. It helps to balance our work and life, thus reducing stress. Overall, prioritization helps greatly in the efficiency and effectiveness of a person when utilized properly. For simple prioritization, it is based on the time constraints that you have, profitability and benefits upon completion of the task, and the pressure on completing the task. There are many techniques that can be used to help you in prioritization, such as the action priority matrix, urgent or importance matrix, and the Pareto analysis. As shown in the slide, the Pareto principle refers to maximizing rewards or results you get with the least amount of effort or resources required. To help you in prioritizing better, time management is important. Managing your time well helps you to function well even under pressure. It enables you to think wisely of the tasks given with reference to urgency and importance of the task itself, as shown in the slide. Hence, you'll be able to take control of your workload and prioritize it. One example would be the importance of managing your study timetable to enable you to study comfortably without the fear of last-minute preparation. It enables you to take control of your workload, knowing when to relax and when to work. Therefore, this is an important factor of effective prioritization. You should come up with a schedule to help you in time management. First, you need to identify the amount of time you have on hand. Second, include all your essential tasks you need to do. Third, schedule high priority or important and urgent tasks first into your schedule. Fourth, you need to include contingency time to handle unforeseen circumstances. Lastly, include the rest of your activities that addresses your personal goals, for example, computer games or hobbies. We have to concentrate on the results instead of being busy. People spend lots of time doing lots of activities but achieving very little as they are not concentrating their efforts on the things that matter the most. For example, although multitasking allows you to finish more tasks, it may not be the best as you do not put in your 100% concentration in doing the task. Your concentration will be spread out among all the tasks, which may result in not doing some of them properly. Therefore, there is always a need to manage your time well, be disciplined, and responsible for what you want to achieve for the day. This also links back to the previous slides on the qualities of a great leader. You can come up with a to-do list to help in the prioritization and completion of tasks. In addition, a to-do list is a good way to motivate yourself. So how do you form a to-do list? Keep your list relatively short and aim to complete it every day and raise the priority if the task is reaching the deadline. The consideration for what to complete first will be needed after the to-do list is formed. This sets the prioritization of things to do in mind and it is done to keep you on task. However, forming a to-do list is the first step to better prioritization in your daily life. The second step is to follow it strictly to enable you to be efficient. To-do lists help to remind you to carry out all necessary tasks, tackle the most important jobs, and reducing the stress from a large number of unimportant jobs. It also enables the person to feel accomplished and motivates the person whenever a task is off the to-do list. If there is a to-do list, but you do not have the self-discipline to follow it, the to-do list will still be a useless piece of paper. Decision-making skills are essential for the success of the task and effective leadership. Well-considered decisions will lead the team to success, but poor decisions will cause the risk of failure. As future leaders of the unit, there is a need to make good decisions. Therefore, there is a need to start understanding the importance of decision-making and how to make a well-thought decision. By making the correct decisions, people place their trust in you and allow you to lead them easily. It is an essential skill in not only NPCC, but also in your daily life. You also need to set goals to give you a sense of direction to work towards, and it should be SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Refer to your goal setting lecture or notes for more details on setting SMART goals. With prioritization, you have a balanced work and life. Successful delegation of work, extra time for other tasks, gain the trust and confidence of a team, and have quick and flexible thinking skills. However, without prioritization, you have an unbalanced work and life, which will lead to failure of completion, and stress also causes lag time due to unscheduled timeline. From this, we can see that prioritization is not only important as a leader, it is also a skill that we can use which benefits us in our daily lives. To achieve meaningful results, we should try to be consistent between the priority assigned across all tasks. Perform a cross-check after the initial prioritization to ensure all tasks are of the appropriate priority level. For example, check if you might have over-prioritized leisure activities over more important tasks and make the appropriate changes. In summary, as a leader, you need to learn how to prioritize your time well and prioritize your time for the people you are leading. Plan and provide your team with the skills and knowledge they require as you guide them along. Although we can do anything, we cannot do everything at the same time. We have to prioritize our tasks well to ensure that tasks are done effectively and efficiently. Hence, We have to think of our priorities not in terms of the activities we do, but when we do them, using the skills we learned in the previous slide. We have come to the end of the prioritization lecture. We hope you have gained more insights on how to prioritize. Should you have any questions pertaining to this lecture, feel free to approach any of your cadet inspectors. Thank you.